I don't think it's crazy to say that Aquaman's going to be concretely a top 5 leaguer. And before he starts his journey into the stars, let's talk about what exactly he can do with the blue right now. I'm going to break this video up into 4 sections. Firstly, explaining what the blue is, Aquaman's connection to the blue, what he can do with that said connection, and then all the miscellaneous stuff like his Triton and whatnot. So let's get right into it. Orion ends up telling us that the start of universes comes from the collision of chaos and order, and through this force sprouts multitudes of power sources. Some we know as the elemental forces, the lantern cores, gods, the list goes on and on. These energies are still their own. They are the very fabric of the universe itself, and one of these is called the blue, the hope of life, transferred the confluence of every planet and every living being. The blue has dominion over other elemental forces like the red and green. Life itself cannot exist without the blue. Old boy also mentioned something else important. The blue isn't just water, it isn't just nature, it isn't just life, it's magic. Aquaman is in control of one of the most potent and primordial forces of magic throughout all of DC. Meaning it's not just all organic life that Arthur is connected to, it's all magical life as well. It gets even deeper than that. Not only is the blue connected to all forms of life, organic and magical in nature, a show of force, noting the very thing that they've been preaching to us, that the blue has control and dominion over the other elemental forces. Aquaman dives into the green. Literally inside an elemental force, I can feel moisture. It's refreshing. She knows it shouldn't be. That's the tears of the green. It's hurting. It can feel the fire and it's getting anxious. Aquaman is already connected to the entirety of the realm almost. And he knows further and further on with purpose. It could be the Inferno manipulating the green to block you. But like all energies, the green has waves, currents. Those are roads that I command. It's also showing you that Aquaman's going to be a top echelon energy manipulator. All energy is either connected through life or magical in nature. And as I've just been telling you time and time again, Aquaman is going to be in dominion of both those forces. Now know the blue is in control of all forms of organic and magical life, has dominion over the green and red, and is connected to various forms of different energies. This is what Aquaman is going to be connected to, and this is the time we're going to be jumping into that set category, breaking down his connection to it so far. As we all know, Arthur is currently the avatar of the blue, the main head runner when it comes to utilization of this entire force. This goes deeper than just manipulating water. No, Aquaman tells us verbatim that he is one with it. Water, all forms of moisture. He is connected to it the same way someone like Iceman is. He's connected to water the same way someone like Swamp Thing is connected to the green. They are one and the same when he is properly utilizing his ability. That's when we get into his fight with Dagon that shows us this verbatim. Dagon ends up piercing Arthur straight through his chest, straight through his heart. In other words, he murked Arthur off. I don't feel like a lot of people don't realize this, but in his time of death, his soul, his mind goes into the blue, and you can slowly see over time that wound is starting to heal. His death is being reverted, and Aquaman is coming back. He's regenerating at the very least, and at the max, again, came back from death. Remember, his trident is connected to his soul. I'll be getting more into that later, but isn't completely made up of water. Aquaman at this time is also completely made up of water. His soul, mind, and body is one with it, as he notes later on in this series. It's even deeper than that when he has to go up against Mera's mom, the Crimson Queen. Aquaman, thanks to being the avatar of the blue, is being able to be summoned across realms as a moisture being, solidifying himself wherever he wants to be. This isn't a controllable power, mind you, but dimensional travel is something soon he will be able to do. I can't even say soon, I'll just get into that, but again, showing that Arthur can become water, go into the blue, and reconstitute himself. Emperor Aquaman may see this done out of his own volition without the interference of the Crimson Queen. You to keep in mind that inside the blue, you're completely outside of all space and time, a completely different reality. Man, noting out of his own powers, uses the blue as a conduit to get back to main reality. Quite literally summons himself through the blue, across dimensions, y'all. Aquaman reinforces this notion, furthering his experience of connection to the blue by noting that he's not just connected to this planet's moisture anymore. No, he's touched and tasted every aspect of water of the blue across the ends of the universe. Beacon isn't physical in nature. It's metaphorical. It's conceptual. He is reaching into the blue, expanding it across all of its influence and using this as a beacon that no matter where you are in the universe, through the blue, you will be able to find Atlantis. That's wicked. He made a beacon point for a universal force. We established what the blue is and how deep and intricate of a connection Aquaman currently has with it. Let's talk about what we've seen him do with these said abilities. The first major things that everyone was hyping up is the fact that he's able to manipulate blood now, not just in terms of a physical sense or things that are on an external factor. As seen in this very fight, as well as the one with Hawkman, he's able to do this in a durability negating notion as well. Blue is the blue, moisture is moisture, and no matter how small or expansive the amount of water it is, Aquaman is going to be able to manipulate it, even if it's the very faint aspects that you can find in wood. Seen him create multiple different forms of typhoons, whirlpools, the list goes on and on. Would you believe me if I told you that he could probably do this on a planetary scale? You don't really get a good expansive outlook on how much water Aquaman is pulling out from this planet here. I want you to notice how high up in the sky that boy Hawkman is. And I want you to notice just how much water has to be culminated and curated to create a tsunami that can reach the very heavens. You know how much water, how much moisture? He literally pulled up a subsection of the ocean here, damn near. The interesting thing that's very underlooked when it comes to Aquaman's connection to the blue is that it boosts his telepathy to an astronomical amount. So much so that, again, thanks to blue being connected to all life, theoretically, there's not a mind, organic or magically wise, that Aquaman won't be able to interfere with. This man is unironically doing Jean Grey and Charles Xavier levels of telepathy. He's inflicting or connecting his mind throughout the entirety of the planet. Orion is baffled at this very notion. You felt this occurrence happening halfway across the world? There is, again, you can concretely argue that Aquaman has a planetary range to his abilities right now. Because time's getting cut short, I want to talk about those miscellaneous abilities. Let's start with his trident first. This is the Thalassa, the Tri-Lance Saber. This blade, weapon, you could say, is linked to Aquaman's very soul. But not just that. Just like Shang-Chi's 10 rings, these bad boys are conscious. They're self-aware, unable to maneuver their existence in accordance to what Aquaman is thinking, feeling. They are its own mind, is able to practically have a telepathic link with Aquaman. Right now, we've only seen him transmute this into various different weapons, be it a sword, dagger, lance, the list goes on and on. But thanks to this being connected to his very soul, as we see, he could turn that whole bad boy into water. He could technically make anything out of this trident, no cap. This isn't really confirmed, not yet at least, but the fact that this trident is linked to his soul and is also a conduit to the blue, you can make a notion that this could disrupt magical entities the same way someone like Ileana's soul sword could. Hey, if the writer's watching this, make that happen, dog. People were kind of skeptical if he still has that lightning manipulation. He does. In fact, he doesn't even need the trident anymore to utilize that bad boy, because he does it when he punched the shit out of Superman here. Keep in mind, noting the punch of Superman, Arthur's physicals have grown astronomically so to the fact that he is somewhat relative to Superman now. He's eating clean blows from an nth metal mace from Hawkman. Sure, he's not the most physically enhanced individual, but this weapon is one of the best there is in DC. I might even be able to give him that Ileana Soul Sword notion already. Because of Blue's connection to magic, even the most old ancient iterations of it can be dispersed through the blue. And Arthur literally opened up a pocket reality, a rift in space-time that contained Atlantis' own pocket dimension, y'all. Connected to all life, both organic and magical, connected to damn near every form of energy, Superman tiered physicals, planetary ranges in terms of this moisture control and telepathy, a possible connection to the entire, I won't even say possible connection, a connection to the true totality of the blue, its expansionness to the ends of the universe, and this is just his rookie years. Him going into the stars is him getting better and better at his ability. And this dude's already a monster. I told you, he is top 5 Justice League material, y'all. Top 5.